Brothers, last week I just got a wave of feeling like a failure. I don't know exactly what was happening, but just a lot of things all at once, and all of a sudden I feel like, man, I'm not good at anything. I just felt like such a failure and inadequate. And I was thinking about Peter. As I'm reading through the Gospels, I'm just realizing, man, he's just such a leader. He's the first one to answer. He's so brave. It seems like he should be disciple number one, the leader. And right before the crucifixion, once again, Peter swears that he'll just give his life for Christ and he'll go to the end. And then a few hours later, he denies Christ 3 times. And when he realizes that he runs away crying, can you imagine what was going through his heart? What was going through his mind? I bet he was thinking, man, I'm such a failure. How could I have done that? And the worst thing, I was just a few hours ago telling Jesus that I would die for him. And he told me I would deny him. But try for a second to imagine everything that was going in his heart and his mind. A few days passes by, this all settles in. Jesus was crucified. And I'm sure Peter is thinking, man, I should just go back to fishing. Why did I even agree to all this? And then when Jesus is talking to Peter, it's interesting that he doesn't bring this up. He's not talking about his inadequacies. He's not talking about his failures. He's not talking about how perhaps unprepared Peter is. He asks him one simple question 3 times. Peter, do you love me? And on the 3rd time, I think Peter was quite frustrated or maybe disappointed, feeling like maybe Jesus doesn't believe him. He keeps asking, do you love me? And I feel like Jesus knew to say that 3 times. He wanted to get something really important through to Peter. But not only to Peter. I think Jesus was speaking to all of us, man. I think Jesus was speaking to all of us, trying to say, do you love me? He's trying to point out the obvious. He's trying to point out the most important thing. Do you love me? Look, there's always going to be failures. I don't think we'll ever feel adequate enough. I'm sure we're never going to be good enough. But what Jesus really wants is our heart, our love. And that's why the first and the biggest, the most important commandment is love the Lord God with all your heart. And I just want to encourage you this week, if you feel beaten up, if you feel inadequate, if you feel like a failure, just remember that we all go through it. We all face that. The most important thing is, do you love Jesus? Do you really love